love. But if somebody's coming at you with a hatchet, you're going to just stand there and say, I love you? And I say to him, I pray to God that I have the will to do it. But that's the only message that I think in an interfaith community, we all have to find how we come together. And we all come together in love. Even if we eat different foods or say different prayers, or, I'm sorry, that's my medicine alarm. I forgot about it. My apologies. It must be time to wrap up. So, I love being here. I have enjoyed listening to everybody's point of view. I think that the more that we can have such gatherings where people can actually hear somebody from a religion that they know nothing about, but they have a big black X on it, or whatever, and they hear somebody speak, and it sounds just like them speaking, the more we will solve the problem. So, thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. And you all know grandma's recipe, right? If you don't know your grandma's recipe, go and look for it. Grandma's recipe is that save the dessert for the last minute. So we have the dessert for tonight. Our speaker is Miss Moin Sheikh, right? I believe last name? Yeah. We go back a few years back when she was operating her restaurant. Was it Anarkali? Pleasanton.
What?
Then she wrapped up the business. Now she's a full-time politician, I believe. She ran for Fremont School District. I'm pretty sure she's not going to give up that goal. And eventually we were all going to support her, run for the position. Come on down. And she's from Pakistan. And we want to hear her views. She's very well traveled.
Peace be with all of you. Thank you, Dr. Koya, for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate the thoughts that were expressed here. All the thoughts were amazing. I mean, everything that was said and written here. I really appreciate everybody's point of view here. When we talk about this, proselytize, Prophet Muhammad, when Islam came to him, he told people about Islam, like he said, Dr. Koya said earlier, we invite people. His own uncle who raised him, because his father had passed away before he was born, I think his father passed away. So he was raised by his grandfather and then by his uncle. His uncle never accepted Islam till the day he died. Prophet Muhammad did not force his uncle to accept Islam. He had neighbors who were Jews, Christians, infidels, whatever. He never forced anybody to embrace Islam. He invited them, he taught the message of God that was sent to him through Angel Gabriel, but he never forced anybody. So the thought today, a lot of people think that Islam was spread by sword. I hear this a lot, that, you know, whatever is happening today is force. Yes, what is happening today is very wrong. We all know, like this brother said and like Dr. Koya said, love is what every faith teaches. We were not born into a household or into a faith by choice. God sent us wherever He decided to send us, whatever color He decided for us. Nobody was born with a mark on their body, like the Star of David or of cross or anything. None of us. I mean, she can look like a Muslim if she puts her headscarf, you know? That's how it is. I mean, we can all look different. Whatever, like it was expressed earlier, like he said that because I'm wearing a headscarf, I'm looking a Muslim. If I take it off, I will look very different. Nobody can identify me. But again, these are all superficial things. we are all born as human beings. We were all sent to this world as human beings. And there's a very famous phrase in the Quran that is used a lot in the interfaith circle that says that God made us into nations and tribes so we may know one another. If it was his choice. He could have cloned all of us. You know, we could all have been the same color and same thing, but he chose us to be different. And that's a challenge because he knows us. He created us. He knows that human beings will get bored by seeing the same face all around them all the time and all different, same people. So he chose to make us all different. So we have some challenge in our life. So we can prove to God that we are good human beings, that we have patience, that we can live with one another in love and peace. That is the bottom line that we all need to live with this principle in life. So, I mean, there was a neighbor of our prophet who used to throw garbage at him every day. When he would leave his house, she would throw garbage at him. Then for a few days, there was no garbage thrown at him. He got concerned. He went to her house to find out what's going on. Where is she? And he found out that she was sick. He prayed for her. That's the kind of love that we as Muslims are taught. We have deviated. We meaning some of us. Again, we cannot paint everybody with one broad brush, which is a nature of human beings. That yesterday I was at an event. There was a guy from ACLU who came to present about the things that ACLU is doing, and of course Black Lives Matter came in during the conversation, and there was an ex-police officer in the crowd as well. He took things very personal, because when the ACLU guy talked about, you know, how police officers are using force, they're using tasers that were not meant to be used the way they are being used. The police officer said that you are painting everybody with a broad brush. And of course that is right. But the vast majority of police officers are good people. It's that one little percentage, like 0.1%, that are doing the wrong things. But the thing is, we see that on TV all the time. We see those videos where a white police officer is hurting a colored person. And that's what we see, and that's what we base our images. And that's how the images about Islam are today. All we hear and all we see is something bad that is happening. I don't know, one of you earlier mentioned that when anything happens, all Muslims should get together. After 9/11, I think the first condemnation came from Muslim organizations in America. They condemned it. Every single time any act of terrorism happens anywhere in the world, Muslims immediately condemn it. But at the same time, I'm sick and tired of condemning it. I'm very frustrated that why am I condemning it and why not everybody else in this room is condemning it? Just because they are saying that they're Muslims? No, that's not right. When the Planned Parenthood clinic was, the doctor was killed, no Christian came forward to say it was wrong. Why not? Why is it that always Muslims are expected to condemn? Why is it assumed that we condone that behavior, that we have to say, we have to come out and say for people to hear that Muslims are condemning it? Why not other faiths? Since 9/11, if you Google it, you will see that the vast majority of acts of terrorism, especially in America, were done by non-Muslims, white extremists. Majority of acts of violence. But the faith never comes in the picture. It's always mental health issues or something or the other. But when it's a Muslim, the first word that comes out is Islamic terrorist, Muslim extremist. Why is the faith coming into the picture? Who says it's his or her faith that is making them do this? Like for San Bernardino, we don't know. They are both dead. We don't know if they were motivated by faith or not. Till now, there are a lot of gaps that the FBI has not been able to fill. But the first reports that come out, that's everybody's based their judgment based on that. So that is also, I mean, that is a big problem in America, especially. I think if you go and listen to other media, like BBC and other, like outside of America, their reports are much more balanced. American media is very biased towards Muslims. Until they change their tone, people are not going to understand, because people only see what they see and what they hear. They don't, there's a report that came that said 80% of Americans have never met a Muslim. So if you have not met a Muslim, how would you know a Muslim? You only know them through what you see and what you hear in the media. And that is why I started 2 months ago, after San Bernardino, I started a Meet a Muslim conversation at coffee shops in Hayward. Because I'm very involved in interfaith work in the Tri-City area. But at interfaith events, it's people like you who come, who are already open-minded.